told you I got a lot of hair. I'm far from bald headed. This all mine. This big ass bun. Yeah, but we're gonna be going into chapter 4. Basically, I have just now started going into a new foster home. The name of this foster home was Delaney Care. And this foster home was not considered a foster home, but more so of a group home, meaning more than one. So it was like different cottages on one hill. And it was like a cottage for school. It was a cottage for kids that were ages 12 and under. It was a cottage for, it was so-called, quote-unquote, the name for the big girl cottage. And they had more than one big girl cottage. But every time you turn 13, you will automatically have to go to the big girl's cottage. And I remember it was just so new to me. You know, I didn't know nobody. I didn't know what to expect. It was so many girls I had to be around, you know. I had only been used to being around my cousins, you know, and that was it. So to be around all these new girls, I was just like, you know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is, you know. Being in this home, you know, our routine was something like this. You know, we got up, we ate breakfast. We could always eat however much we wanted to eat. We had to go to school. We went to school on campus. They had their own little school place. They had a place further downhill on the same area, which was like a gym where kids could go play basketball, just sit and talk, where we had basically a gym, basically. You know, we just went in there, had to run, whatever, you know, or just, you know, kicking and talking one another. We did that. I remember so many times it was like, it seemed like no matter what, the basketball would always hit my breast. And my breasts would like always get hit by balls so much. I just used to think that my breasts were going to like grow up and be deformed. Like I was going to have like inverted nipples. Like my nipples weren't ever going to show and pop out. Because like growing up, my nipples never showed. It never popped out. You know, I think it's just because my hormones weren't really up there. And, you know, your nipple pop out when you get horny or something, you know. So maybe that's why. But for years, like, it would never really pop out unless somebody would touch it or, you know what I mean? Oh, but that's besides the point. But, you know, at times I would still be picked on about my skin, you know, discoloration here and there. So it was just like, you know, I was so sensitive, you know, like I was going through so much in life. I didn't really have anyone to teach me how to be strong, you know what I mean? So when anybody would talk about me or say something bad about me, I would just cry like a big ass crybaby. And I kid you not, like I would just sit there and cry, like just be boo-hooing, like, ooh, like going through it, you know what I mean? And one day this girl named Angela, she came up to me and I think God, you know, God put people in your life for a reason, season or a lifetime. For her purpose, it was for a reason. She sat next to me and she said, she wiped my face. She said, you got to be stronger than that, baby. You can't just cry at anything nobody did or whatever. She made me real strong. I don't know what it was about me, but a lot of people took to me. You know, they liked me for some reason. Like caseworkers, like my caseworker, she had never bought any of her kids anything for Christmas or holidays or anything. But on Christmas, she had brought me like this TV Walkman, you know, like you could put a cassette in, listen to it on a thing, like in your ear, like it was yellow. I wouldn't never forget it. Like I just thought it was so sweet. I had never got a gift on Christmas, you know what I mean? And she had bought me like this little DVD thing, like TV like thing, like it was something. Even women that work there, because we had people that worked there with us that was like considered our watch over. They had different shifts, but they was considered our caregivers at the time if they was on shift, you know. They even took to me, you know, they pretty much liked me, you know. I had this one lady, if I was always did what I had to do and didn't get into any trouble, she would like award me with like hot Cheetos and chips and stuff like that. I remember they used to just be so good, you know. We was good. We could get like hot Cheetos and watch TV and movies. And a couple times I got into a fight at the foster home. I didn't win, you know, because growing up, we was taught not to get in any trouble in school. We was taught that if we get in trouble, we was going to come home and get our ass tore out the frame. And we didn't want none of those abusive ass whoopings. So, you know, we didn't fight or anything. You know, we weren't taught how to fight or nothing, you know, but my first fight was with this girl. She was like this like 6 feet tall. And at the time I had to be like only maybe 2 to 3 feet. Like, no, I'm under exaggerating, but I had to be like maybe 4 feet and she was like 6 feet. Maybe I was 3.5, 4 feet. Man, this girl, she said something about my mom, and at the time, you know, at that time I wanted, that's the only thing I could have wanted was my mom. And it really got to me, you know what I mean? I went straight up to the girl and punched her in the face. Soon, I didn't really reach her face. I think it was like somewhere in between her body. I punched her. And she had so much good reach. She punched me dead in my face, like dead in my fucking eye. She just punched me like bam, like hit me in my fucking eye, like. And I was so yellow and I was so easy to bruise when I was young. So I had like this big ass black eye. Then I had tried to tackle her, making her try to fall because she was so damn tall. I didn't win that fight. And they was picking on me for days and I was crying because I lost that fight and I had to walk around, you know, in that group home with my eye black for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, it would not go away. That bitch was like black, pink, purple, blue. I don't understand. It was so, man, that my black eye was like big. Like, and you know, I had gotten into a fight after that with this girl named Najee like a couple months later. Cause like, Najee was just always talking stuff. She didn't think I would ever fight her back, man. I got mad one day and ran down on her, punched her a few times. She punched me. She tore me up because that was a real fight I had ever got into. I lost that fight too. I'm not gonna stunt. But that girl that socked me in my eye that day, I had that black eye. It was now mind you, I'm a young girl, so we all in the little girl's cottage. But once you turn 13, you got to go to the big girl's cottage. So being that so many people liked me, I had older girls that was in the big girl cottage that really liked me, either because I was pretty or they just liked my personality and thought I was cute and sweet. And they had like, you know, I had started calling them like play ma, like hey ma, you know, and they used to tell me like, look, she might have beat you up, but when she gets to this big girl cottage, we're gonna stump that bitch face in. We're gonna beat her ass for messing with you like that. You know what I mean? So they end up, that same girl, when she turned 13, sure enough, she went to the big girl cottage, and I snuck out the my cottage and went and looked in the door, because I knew that as soon as she got there, they was going to beat her down. They beat her down bad. Like, oh my God, it's not funny, but just how she did me, man. I can't, right now I done grew up, I can say honestly that don't nobody deserve anything that's coming to them. But karma is a mug, and she really got back, she got that back for that, you know, and I don't know. And then, you know, I'm just trying to like fill you guys in stories that was going on. I had got into a lot of fights. People were talking about me because I had spots on my face. They talked about me because I was losing a lot of fights. You know what I mean? Just being in the foster home period, not being around nobody that you could really call your own, or, you know, having to be around them, work by their schedule all the time, you know. I had guys that liked me there. I mean, older guys. For me to be young, I was pretty much built at a young age. I had a Coca-Cola bottle shape, you know, a little breast, nice little hips, a booty, no stomach. You know, so older guys liked me. I had one guy that was around my age. I really liked him. But, you know, it was some other girls that was there that was pretty cute. And there's one girl, she didn't have any spots on her, of course, because that's what I had. I have a skin pigmentation thing going on. And he ended up breaking up with me to be with her. And then they would talk about me like, bitch, that's why he ain't with your spotted ass. Like, just shit they would say. And I think at times I grew weary of being in that place. I just didn't want to be there anymore. I wasn't really strong enough to deal with all of that. You know, like, most people, maybe they could deal with it, or they was raised around it, so they know how to beat a bitch up and deal with all that. I didn't know how to deal with, you know, people talking about me or constantly having to get in fights, and I didn't know how to deal with all that. To me, that was stressful. You know, I'd rather just, if I was going to have to be in that situation, just let me be. Just let me try to get through it day by day, or let me build up some type of strength to get through it and be cool. But I didn't know how to get through it at all. I didn't know. So many times I run away. First time I ran away was with this girl. We ended up getting caught. We had to go right back. Then I stayed there a little while longer. And one day, this girl had ran away through like this hole up under the gate where the foster home was at. She went up under the gate. And then she was talking to somebody at the end of the gate. Now, we was outside playing that day. So I went to the gate to look who she was talking to. And guess who she was talking to? One of my cousins that I grew up with. And I had talked to my cousin. We had talked for a little bit. And I said, please take me with you. Please don't leave me here. I can't survive here. Please take me with you. This not nothing I'm used to. She was going to take me. But she said she didn't want to get in trouble for taking me with her. And she was already stealing from stores, trying to keep good shoes on her feet. And she just didn't want me around all that. So she just said I should stay. And I was hurt because I'm like, you know, I wish you could take me with you. Why wouldn't you take me? I don't care what came along. Just, I don't want to be here. At least I want to be with somebody familiar that I know. You know what I mean? So I had got to know this girl, and we had kind of became cool. We were kind of friends. We never used to fight or nothing. And one day we had ran away to these projects called Pool Creek in Atlanta. And when I went there, I had got so addicted to it because I was so pretty. I turned heads anyway, but I wasn't really a hood chick. So to be in the hood and not be hood, you bound to get into a lot of trouble that's going to push you up out the hood. You know, it's going to show you like, look, bitch, this is not where you came from. And either it's going to make you or it's going to break you. So I started staying with this girl. And I remember I would be outside staying with this girl. And she would, like, sneak me in her room. I would wear her panties, her outfits, everything. Because I didn't have no clothes or nothing. I ran away with only one outfit on my back. And then I would fall out with a girl. I ended up moving in this other girl place with her. And the girl was around my age, too. You know, not really around my age, but she was, like, under 18, you know. She was staying with this guy. I think she took to me because her life was kind of the same. She had to be like 17, but I looked up to her and called her like my mom. And she didn't have much, but she took me in. I used to have people like that I knew in the projects that'll be eating, their mama be cooking, and they know I didn't have no food for real like that. So I would go outside and play, and they'll bring their food outside, tell their mom they want to eat outside just so they can like share their plate of food with me. The girls I would fall out with in the projects that I used to stay with and wear their panties, they fell out with me real bad one day. And they came up to me and they was like, bitch, take my panties off. Like, in front of the whole projects, man, I was so embarrassed. They was like, bitch, take my panties off. Take my fucking clothes off, bitch. You homeless, da-da-da-da-da. Like, they tried to jump me. And I had got beat up the first 2 times. I didn't think I was going to be successful. So I got the fuck on. I started running. I'm going to be honest. I didn't get tough till I got grown, I'm telling you, but I started running, you know what I mean, and this one girl I was living with, I don't know what happened between me and her, but I couldn't live with her no more. She ended up letting me go stay with her auntie in the projects named Tamika, and I stayed with Tamika for a minute, and then Tamika ended up exposing me to her sister. And her sister ended up keeping me for a minute. Then I ended up meeting the sister. But before then, I was staying with the other sister. And that sister treated me pretty well. She had some kids named Piggy and another kid named Kiera. And the girl named Piggy was kind of gay. So every time I take a bath, she would like come and touch on me. And Kiera just had these big ass boobs, you know what I mean? And they were like, I was tired of being touched on. I was tired of being treated different because I really wanted her kid. Even though she took me in, I was highly grateful for that. But one day they had like this little family get together, and I had met her sister named Sandra Merritt. And I had went over her house with her, and she was just so nice. And she asked me what my story was. She asked me where I came from, and I told her everything. And she was just like, I feel for you, because my mom put me out at 13. When I had first got pregnant, I had to take care of my kids. And I feel for you, and I'm going to take you in, you know, as long as I can. I didn't think she was going to take me in, because I thought, like, if she got caught, that'd be a wrap. You know, it'd be the end of her story. But she took me in. To my amazement, she took me in. And she was, like, the best mom I had ever met. You know, besides my real mom that kept me for that little while. She was just, like, so unconditionally loving. Now, mind you, she had a daughter. She had a son. She had 3 triplets. 3. And she had 2 other kids matter of fact, 3 other kids that they didn't live with her. And then she took me in. She had a husband named David. Now, mind you, even though she had all these kids, she didn't treat me no different. She treated me like the oldest, because I was the oldest of the kids she had in the home. So I always would watch over them, make sure they was cool. You know, if somebody was messing with them at the playground, I had to go down there and try to rah back at their ass. Like, don't be fucking with mine. You know, as soon as I got in her house, you know, like, I just felt so loved, you know. Like, she went to call her daughter, her sister daughter, and me and her daughter were the same size, so her daughter used to dress too, so she had got me all these clothes from her. And on top of that, like, every day she would buy me a new outfit. She had bought me some contacts, you know, just anything she know I wanted at that age or deserved, you know, I had it. Like, I could go outside from 9 in the morning